At its core, Pokemon is a series about connection. Not just creating bonds with the Pokemon you meet along your journey, but with real people too. Of course you can play these games by yourself, but Pokemon has always tried to encourage interacting with other players through mechanics that either rely on multiplayer or are enhanced by it. And this past year, I've done a lot of interacting with people through Pokemon. Shiny hunting together, trading, opening cards, ogre ousting, touching Pokewalkers, playing hide and seek, and so much more. But there's one thing I haven't done at all, and despite it being the main mechanic of Pokemon, I feel like it's something people don't really do that often, and that's battling. Obviously people do a ton of battling on the ranked ladder and at competitive events, but when was the last time you had a casual, friendly battle with someone you know? Which is why I decided to challenge 3 of my closest shiny hunting friends to a battle, because what good are all those shiny Pokemon if you aren't going to use them for something? I'm letting them decide the game and the format for each battle, but the only rule is that they have to build a team using only shiny Pokemon they caught this year. There's no pressure on who wins or loses, and this is also just a good excuse to hang out and look back at what we've done over this past year. I'll have links to their channels in the description too, so be sure to go check them all out. Of course, I'll also be following this rule myself, and I have some pretty neat Pokemon lined up. For my first battle, I was heading to Sinnoh to battle Ronk, so for this team I was bringing the 2 shinies I'd hunted in Brilliant Diamond this year, both of which happen to be mythicals. Darkrai, which I hunted here so I could catch it in a super awesome Moonball, and Fione, who I technically found as an egg back in January 2023, but didn't hatch until almost a whole year later when I was clearing out my leftover eggs to continue the hunt in Paldea. I was also bringing the Riolu and Torkoal that I hunted during this year's Safari Week in Gen 4, and the 2 legendary birds I found in Gen 3 during Ranch Week this month. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright, thanks. Let's just, I gotta remember how we actually challenge someone to a battle in this game.
I'm pretty sure it's not too bad with like the whole...
Is it just like through the Pokemon Center like normal?
I think so. Isn't there the Y menu? Oh no, there isn't. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Then.
I guess we just step onto the spots.
I think so. I'm actually so excited to battle in BDSP. I've never actually gotten to yet. I just realized I have no items, but that's fine. You don't need those.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to move my little guy on my screen so I can see what you got here. I mean, maybe I'll leave it a surprise. It feels exciting to be able to use like 6 Pokemon. I'm too used to just being stuck with like 3 or 4 for ranked battling.
Yeah, for real.
Ooh, Chemistry and Hex. Oh, I love that Spiritomb.
Oh, is that a Safari Riolu?
Yep, that's my Safari Riolu from this year's Safari Week.
Dang, that's cool. All right.
Oh, we got one on timer here, so we gotta select moves.
All right, rebuttal. Oh my God, you're faster than my Azelf. That's crazy.
Well, that's what Prankster does.
Oh right.
Explosion.
Okay, so here's my rebuttal.
Okay, wow. An immediate start.
Oh, well. Rest in peace, Azelf. Gone but not forgotten.
That does foil what I was immediately about to do with that Screech, but... Now, speaking of claw fossils, you chose to battle me specifically in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. You're halfway through a Platinum Dream Team quest and recently hosted your own shiny hunting event called Grand Underground Week. Is it fair to say that Sinnoh might be your favourite region?
You know, for a long time, it was a really tough choice. When I got back into shiny hunting, I played a ton of Gen 3, and I was like, man, Gen 3 is the best. And then, now that I'm like kind of back into Sinnoh, because it was the one I grew up with, I think it was definitely I think it's definitely my favorite now, for sure.
Mm.
It's also why I'm a keen champion of BDSP. It gets too much hate. I think these games are fun.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I can definitely understand why, but I think a lot of it probably comes down to people sort of hyping up their expectations of a remake.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I feel like they definitely could have done more with it, but as far as just, I mean, they remade Diamond and Pearl. That's kind of what people asked for, I guess.
Yeah, but like when you're comparing it to something like Heart Gold Soul Silver, I get it. I do. I understand. Oh no.
Oh, nice try. Oh no. Oh no, ow.
Rock Polish Torterra is scary, man.
Oh, critical hit too. I really should have seen that coming. Yeah, I suppose I'll avoid sending out any more of my fire types for now.
Oh, Darkrai too.
Alright. Speaking of my Moltres, what is the longest shiny hunt you've done this year, and why was it Combi?
I've been struggling through Combi. In terms of encounters, it hasn't been like really bad. I think my average is still like 6k, which is not bad over 10 phases, but 10 phases alone is a little much. Because I think at 12.5% the average is what, 8 phases? It's a little over odds. Why is your Darkrai so tanky, dog? What the heck?
I'm not sure. I can't even remember what like spread it has on it.
It took that like a champ.
Ooh, Earthquake.
Yeah, that's like the tankiest Darkrai I've ever seen.
Ow, ouch. I already throwing my super meta Torkoal out the window here.
I don't suppose you brought any fairy types along.
Nope. I got like 3 fire types. This is probably how I would have played like back in like original Diamond and Pearl anyway. Oh, Milk Steak. That's a great, that's a great name for the Heatran.
The Heatran I almost failed on stream. Insider information, on stream I played it cool. I was like, nah guys, we got this, like we're good. But like I was terrified. I was so scared I was gonna fail it. Because I found out on the one game I didn't have a Master Ball. And it came down to the wire.
I just can't land a hit on this Spiritomb either. You running like Bright Powder or something?
No, I have no items.
Finally, there we go. Rest in peace, Dark Void.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the fact that Hypnosis is better now is a travesty. Dang.
Kind of a shame that Ho-Oh doesn't get Revival Blessings. It feels like that's precisely the kind of move it should have. Regardless of how...
sure.
Wow. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, regardless of how massively broken it would be in, you know, VGC.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even get to use its Bad Dreams ability. He just knocked it out immediately. Alright, I'm clearly just about to lose here, so I guess I've got to move on to the next question. With any luck, I imagine we'll see the Dream Team quest finished, but do you have any other big plans for the coming year?
I have one video that I'm really excited about that I wanna make work, but I just I don't know. I think it's very dependent on like the editing and also just how it goes. There's a very good chance I could work on this video and then everyone would just be like, yeah, this is cool, I guess. I think it's very dependent on like how the editing will go. But there is one video I really want to do about the Wi-Fi room.
Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi room, like the plaza and like events and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Spending a lot of time in that, like as a kid.
My internet never worked as a kid, so I never got to use it, which is the sad part. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool to like kind of bring that back for a bit with some friends. If you were interested, I'm 100% down to have you.
Oh yeah, that definitely sounds like fun.
But beyond that, I've been kind of just going kind of video by video.
2 explosion users, come on.
On Trick Room, it's so annoying.
Yeah. And that pairs really well with your ghost types.
I just realized Dusknoir has a big smiley face.
Well played.
Good game.
That was a really solid strategy. Did you like pretend that you like weren't sure about doing doubles? Because that's a very great double strategy.
I played that team singles when I played against a friend before.
Damn.
So I didn't realize it was any good.
Nice. Oh, I think that went really well. I guess last question of all, where can people find you?
I'm on YouTube and Twitch and Blue Sky and Twitter, all at Ronk475.
Awesome.
Mostly Twitch and YouTube, but yeah.
Right, well thanks for taking some time to do this really terrible idea with me.
No, thank you for letting me play this game. That's my favorite. Thanks for having me.
Nice. Oops, accidentally walked on. Accidentally walked on
Let me
again.
out.
No. Wait. No. With that out of the way, my next few battles were set to take place in Scarlet and Violet, which gave me a lot more options for team members. And along with Phaethon and Heckler, I was able to construct an entirely golden lineup. For this team, we had Pyroar, the first random shiny I encountered this year, Rabskirt, which I caught with a 0 speed IV from the Relo outbreak in April, and Charlie, a Slitherwing with the Destiny mark that I hunted for on my birthday in July, and named after one of the many bug-shaped cakes we eat on our birthdays here in the UK. Trust me, it's a thing. In addition to the awesome colour matching, these three actually work quite well as a team with Torkoal. Drought will make both Ho-Oh and Pyroar's fire attacks stronger, as well as activating Slitherwing's ability, and Rabskirt can use Trick Room to make Torkoal extremely dangerous. And since I have a feeling my next opponent Toasty might be bringing one, I'm bringing my own marked Kilowattrel, which I found with the rare mark on my very first shiny at the Outbreak event in August. The only problem with this team is that they are incredibly weak to rock types, so I'm just gonna hope that doesn't happen again. There we go.
This is my backup Violet save. I made it so I could play hide and seek, because I can't do my main one because it still has the Wattrel outbreak.
Ooh, interesting.
I also considered doing a weather team. I also considered running Kilowattrel for reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one I mostly anticipated you bringing. And I didn't prepare this team specifically for that, but I was just thinking that's got to be definitely one of the more notable shinies that you've hunted this year. Alright, immediately opening with the mythicals, alright.
We've got a Darkrai I found during Ranch Week, and a Mew that I found from Pokemon Go Masterwork.
I'm just going to pull that one back in. I just can't want to bring it later.
My berries.
Just going to immediately show off about, like, most of my team
Oh,
here.
Destiny Mark Slitherwing.
Yep, that was my birthday shiny for this year. Oh, Dark Void.
I messed up the ordering on this. Mew is supposed to be faster than Darkrai.
Oh yeah, well that's nasty.
Gravity Dark Void. I want to try this with a Arceus team whenever they allow mythicals.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being a viable strategy. Ooh, going right for the Terror, okay.
I see your fighting type over there.
Still helped you out though.
Interesting how Dark Void doesn't tell you who avoided it before it plays the animation if it got someone.
Okay, you really prepped yourself for this one, okay.
I was like, what gimmicky moves does Mew learn this generation? Ah, Meteor Beam. Rare Mark. Rare Mark Kilowattrel. You love me a Rare Mark. Although, I don't think I've ever gotten the Rare Mark where I was trying to get it.
I feel that's the thing with the rare mark. You just kind of gotta like, you can't really hunt for it. You just gotta wait for it to show up.
This is the first shiny I found this year. Misty Mark Indeedee.
And I suppose as the battle gets into it, I should start getting into the questions. Well, of all the people I know that have made video guides about collecting every single ribbon in Pokemon, you're almost certainly in the top 3. Aside from your iconic Caesar, who would you say is your favorite Ribbon Master Pokemon?
I've got a lot of good ones, but honestly, probably both the Zapdos. People don't know this, but Scizor wasn't actually my first Ribbon Master. That's why I had all these games completed and all these ribbon things already done, is because I got XD Gale of Darkness back in
Ouch.
20... I didn't expect that to do so much. I got XD Gale of Darkness back in 2018. And the reason I got it is because it was the only game at my local game store where I could catch Teddy Ursa for my living decks. I did not have Soul Silver, I did not have Emerald. And I was trying to do each living dex in generational order. I did 3 and 4 together. But when I was doing my Gen 4 living decks, I had nowhere to catch Teddy Ursa except XD Gale of Darkness. I played through all of XD Gale of Darkness just so I could transfer up the Shadow Teddy Ursa, which is literally like the first Shadow in the game. And that Ursa Ring is still in my living decks. But the real thing I was looking for was just any way to get Teddy Ursa. And then Johnstone, like while I was at the end of my playthrough, made his video. And so what ended up happening is I learned about Ribbon Masters right as I was playing through one of the few games that had National Ribbon Pokemon. And so I ended up Master Balling Breevil's Zapdos, and then got the path to Ribbon Mastering started. And so now I have I think I'm up past like 60 Ribbon Masters.
Nice.
Yeah, Bolt is basically all the same ribbons as Toast, except for the Hisui ribbon and the mini mark.
Oh, the World Conqueror.
Mm-hmm. Got a Jumbo Mark Zapdos from Go, and
Very nice.
World Ribbon Gyarados from Sword and Shield.
Oh, I forgot I put a certain item on this. Oh.
Choice locked over there?
Maybe.
There's Loaf. Also from my bingo card this year.
Yeah. Should have seen that coming. And annoyingly that I'm not protected by psychic terrain for that, because I'm flying.
Yep, that you losing gravity hurts me just as much as you.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. I always forget how the interactions work for damage boost, because I'm not even sure if that's boosted by the psychic terrain either. Alright. With the Ranch Darkrai back, speaking of Ranch Week, this year you started your own shiny hunting event called Ranch Week. The idea for which I assume came from the constant Pokemon Ranch feed you have open on your streams, which, as of very recently, also became its own standalone livestream. How did you initially come up with the idea of having that as part of your layout?
So I made a couple videos about Ranch. Like I used to have Ranch as a kid. I got it for Christmas 2008. And when I made my videos about Ranch, I pulled my old childhood Wii out of storage, and I hooked it up and I started streaming Ranch so I could get the footage. And what ended up happening is people were like, hey, I really liked that Ranch game. Maybe you could just have that going all the time. And so I was like, you know what? Great idea.
Yeah, because it's very much sort of the Subway Surfers, isn't it? I've heard people make that comparison.
I've heard it likened as such. Darkrai.
Back to the void.
Unfortunately. But yeah, now I've got a Living Dex Ranch. It's pretty much just the 2 Gen 4 Living Dexes I'm making. I want to try and see like all the unique interactions, and there's really only one way to do that because no one's decompiling Pokemon Ranch at this point, is to just see all of them myself.
Yeah.
So
you've even found a few sort of new ones recently, like the Politoad chorus, right?
mm-hmm.
I suppose it seems like the battle might be coming to an end here, so I gotta speed through the last bits. Aside from the third ranch week in June, do you have any other big plans coming up, or are you just gonna see where the next year takes you?
We've got my 2025 bingo card. I'm still trying to get my last bingo on that front. And then we've got not really that much planned for 2025 other than that. I'm just going to be doing a lot of Gen 3 and 4 shiny hunting, because I have to get pretty much every legendary, every mythical, all the full odds Pokemon you can think of in those games. I gotta get Manaphy, I gotta get Riolu. So it's there's no better way to do something than to just do it, you know. And unfortunately, there's a lot of doing to be done.
Fair enough. Seems like quite a punishing pace, but I feel like you can probably manage it.
Takes as long as it takes. I've joked that the video will come out in 2028. Although I might make some more videos about Ranch in the meantime. Yep. There's the fire weakness with a crit in the sun, just in case.
I feel like you did a pretty good job of lasting that long on the field with all my fire type moves.
I didn't want to just keep Darkrai in and spam Dark Void the whole battle. I thought about it, but...
Alright, and last of all, where can people find you online?
SirToastyToes on YouTube, SirToastyT on Twitch. Someone has been using the SirToastyToes username since 2016, and I would very much like it, but clearly they're active enough on Twitch to keep it, so unfortunate. Our Pokemon Ranch is the 24/7 ranch stream.
Brilliant name, by the way.
Yeah, I wonder who came up with that.
Yeah, wonder.
And yeah, just SirToastyToes everywhere.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for finding the time to do this battle with me.
Yeah, a good time.
Yeah. I was honestly like I was pretty close as well, like all things considered. like you could have just demolished me with that whole Dark Void setup if I hadn't just switched around a bit.
I am like when regulation, I don't know, Regulation Z comes out or whatever they call it. When Arceus and Darkrai are legal, I really want to just do like Dark Void, Swords Dance, Extreme Speed, Arceus normal with Darkrai next to it. Yeah,
I'm personally thinking Deoxys is just going to be like a monster because like they gave that the expanding force.
Expanding force, yep.
But, like as long as you can keep it alive for more than 2 hits, that thing is just going to demolish. Well, I did say I was going to be battling 3 shiny hunters. I do also have a 4th special guest lined up. My friend Nick, aka TheMismatcher, who I met earlier this year at the Sinnoh Tour.
Spirit Tomb check.
Yeah! Let's go! You got it, dude?
Yeah, let's go!
He's an extremely talented battler who has competed at regional tournaments all over America for the last couple of years, and even made it to the 2024 World Championship. While his main focus is competitive battling, he's also no stranger to shiny hunting. My last 2 battles might have been pretty close, but I think this one is going to be a very different outcome.
Alright, you all ready?
Yep, I'm all good.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Okay, yeah, this is very much what I'm used to seeing on like the ranked ladder.
Well, if you've seen Greninja before, it's because of me. I take credit for semi-popularizing the archetype. It was actually a fun moment for me at my last tournament I went to. 2 people came up to me and they said, "Oh, I started running this team because of you." So that was cool. Oh, you're running a Sun team then. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get wiped here, but let's just pick this and run it.
So do you want me to talk about the Pokemon as I'm using them or anything?
Yeah, sure. I've also got a few questions lined out, so I'll probably just kind of throw them out as stuff gets knocked out.
Go for it.
And I guess while we're on the topic, question 1. You're probably the most prolific VGC player I know since Wolfie won't return my calls. How'd you get started in the competitive scene?
Yeah, so actually the first event I ever went to when I was 9, which I recently learned was the 2nd ever regional of all time, back when it was best of 1 single elimination. I ran Skill Swap Bronzong and Regigigas. I lost the first match, then I went and cried in a car. But about 15 years later, just a couple years back, I heard there's going to be another regional near me, and I wanted to avenge my childhood self. So my goal was just to win a single. Interesting lead for me. It's actually the one I least wanted.
I like to think I'm probably throwing you off because you're probably quite used to very specific meta teams, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like to get people up there. Anyway, so I decided to go to one to avenge my childhood self with the goal of just winning one game. And I go, I think 3-6, something like that. But I have a great time doing it. And I kind of catch the bug, and I get back into competing since then. So I did a few events my first season, and then the next season I decided to set the goal of qualifying for Worlds. So I went for it, and I got it, which was really hard for me and was a really big stretch at the time, so I'm happy I got it. So now I'm in my second full season now. A lot harder to get to Worlds this year, but I'm hoping somehow I can make it work, so we'll see.
Let's see if I've screwed this up by switching in. Nope, okay.
Oh no, this is very good for you. I had a good move, but it didn't quite work out.
Living Legend, now that's a good title.
Yes, it is.
Love me that
I
Hard
got
Gold
that
Soul Silver.
one. Yes, I actually RNG maniped it. I happened to get a Caliber Outbreak, or whatever the equivalent of Outbreaks were back then. Or Swarms, that was it.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of RNG manipulation for catching my Pokemon. But for that one, I call it a lazy manip, or I'm not actually trying to hit a specific frame, because I have the Cute Charm glitch set up on it.
Ah, yeah, Cute
I'm just trying
Charm.
to figure out what frame I'm on, and then from there, I use Cute Charm. I'm like, oh, well, there's a 0 attack shiny Wingull frame in 300, so I'll just flip between Chatot 300 times. Oh no, look, there's another one in 50, so I'll do 49 more flips. And I actually got 6 different 0 or 1 attack shiny pellet Wingulls in various April balls. So, oh, I timed out. I thought I had already chosen a move on that slot. Oh, I'm choice banded, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so then I gave them out to some of my other VGC friends. By the time I was running a Koraidon team, so then I'm like, why am I helping everyone get these really cool Pelipers and encouraging them to run Pelipper? You're probably gonna beat me this game one. I'm gonna have to adjust for game 2. We'll see though. Sure,
Oh, you want to do best of 3 then? Alright.
Yeah, no, I thought we were doing best of 3.
I mean, I've just been getting this done like, you know, kind of one-off battles, you know? I'm not being super competitive with these,
I
but...
was expecting that. Dang! Well, I don't want to leave on this now.
You know, speaking of how you've been catching your Pokemon, it's been a pretty common scandal to find out that a large number of VGC players have been going to great lengths to actively avoid playing Pokemon games. Outside of the competitive environment, what would you say is your favorite Pokemon game?
Ooh, stop. You know, you say outside of the competitive environment, but in some ways it's hard for me to separate it. Are you okay? You're not Voltazor. You know, controversial take for many, but for me it's just hard to separate them. I think the answer would be Scarlet and Violet, just because no other game have I put this much time into, and has led to me traveling across the world and making and meeting friends and all these sorts of things, you know? So it's kind of hard for me to separate that from the game. But other than that, at the start of the pandemic, I started playing Heart Gold Soul Silver. You'll see a number of my Pokemon are from Heart Gold Soul Silver. And that I just like the Johto region. The way I play Pokemon is very slowly and methodically in solo players. It took me like 300 hours to finally beat Scarlet Violet. And in part I do like hard challenge runs and stuff. And I like just wandering around and exploring games. And all the daily and changing weekly events in Heart Gold Soul Silver, I really like that. It works well for my playstyle. Yes, okay.
I was pretty much expecting that, but I also kind of... I don't have many other options, really.
Hard and close team feed. So yeah, the Pelipper I like is a living legend. I always love. And the other funny thing about that is, so I had to get a living legend. I decided the night before tournament, actually on the car ride up. Let's see how much. Wow, I'm not used to restrictives. That does way more damage than I'm used to.
Yeah, I think the sun really helps there as well.
Yeah. That burn to guarantee the KO.
Yeah, this wasn't the Pokemon that I was expecting for round 3, but I'm really glad I decided to get this Ho-Oh.
What was the thing? Oh, the night before tournament, I happened to catch a shiny Girafarin on the car ride down in Heart Gold Soul Silver. So I was trying to train it up. And I haven't gotten to red on my Heart of Gold Soul Silver playthrough. Like I said, I'm slow playing through this game. But I had a used one, which was at red. So I got to red, and I had to figure out how to use their team with a giraffe ring on it, and they did not have any, not that I normally use healing items in battle, but they had no healing items, nothing, and I had to try to, like, improvise with their team and figure out, like, use the few TMs and held items they have, and it took, like, 5 times, but I finally beat red and got the Living Legend mark on my giraffe ring the night before the tournament.
Nice.
And in doing so, stayed up way too late and maybe cost me some performance.
Well, okay, honestly, I'm gonna admit I wasn't fully prepared to even like win that first match, but I guess if you want to do the second one, then we'll just run with it. And I'm running out of time. I need to actually pick my Pokemon.
So at Overquill, initially I had the largest possible from Go. If you import XXS or XXL, they become the largest possible or smallest possible,
Yeah.
and then you get the greater to teeny mark.
There's actually
So
a bit of a
large-
leeway for that one, like people found out.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So I had the largest possible Overquill and the smallest possible Annihilate on a team I competed with for a while. The Great and the Teeny. But then I found that I actually wanted a very specific Overquill. I wanted one with 28 HP IVs. Because that makes you take less damage from Life Orb recoil with the way its health works out without investment.
Yeah,
It gets
exactly.
you
Like
for Life Orb recoil threshold.
not even,
So
yeah.
even though you have less HP, I think it makes you more bulky in the majority of situations you'll encounter. And I happen to have a Quillfish with 28 HP IVs in Go, so I transferred that over, and I was able to use it as the exact perfect Overquill IVs I needed. And that Greninja is the great
Taunt,
which
okay.
is another one of the episodes, yes.
Yeah, these are the kind of strategies I was expecting.
I was planning on just spamming Rain Dance again. But yeah, and that Greninja again, I like to mostly get my Mons ready the night before a tournament. So that Greninja was traded from my friend who you know, Ali.
Oh
Had
yeah.
one in Go, an XXL shiny Kuroki. But he kind of fleeced me for it. You'd think he'd give his friend using a good, using a Mon in a tournament the next day, a signature Mon, a good deal, but he didn't.
Yeah. Speaking of well, people you've met IRL, when I met you in person, I got a pretty good idea of why you call yourself the Mismatcher. But I
Yes.
suppose I should also ask, did you get the name because of how you dress, or did you start dressing to fit the name?
Yeah, so it started as I haven't worn matching shoes for over 11 years now. Started as an accident, so I liked it and I stuck with it. And the matching shoes probably helped. I've always liked color for clothes, but like with this, I'd wear one red shoe and one green shoe, you know. It kind of propelled the fashion forward. I'm actually a recovering fashion vlogger, about 4 years clean.
Oh, really?
So I would definitely say that the clothes, the clothes propelled the name, but they feed into each other.
I'm not playing very optimally here. I sort of forgot you could do that. Ouch. Ooh, ow, throat chop.
Yeah. The move I prefer to click, and never feels great when you have to rely on Gump Shot. I hit every Gump Shot until the match that would have put me in day 2, and then I missed it. Yeah, I like, as a shiny hunter, I suppose, I mostly focus on Mons that I would be able to bring and show off in, at events. And luckily, I have the tendency to run the same team for far too long, like for a full format. So it gives me time to really get really cool versions of all the Mons on that team.
Ouch. Yeah, I don't think I've got much chance beating you in the third game either.
You
I
beat
think
me in
my-
the first game pretty.
Yeah, my element of surprise kind of carries me, I think, when I do competitive battling. I'm just going completely out there.
Hey, no, that's a very legitimate strat, and you have no idea how many very good players would look shocked when Mutter Shuriken on Greninja went first, and then be like, and someone told me, like, I think I forgot to put EVs in my Pokemon. I'm like, no. So using strats like that, where even an open team sheet, or even if they can see what you have, they might not necessarily be familiar with it. That's cool. I like using stuff like that. I like finding strats to still get surprises. My first ever VGC team I ran with Scarlet Violet had a really fast brute bonnet, which caught a lot of people off guard. Because you can use Tailwind plus Spore, and most people wouldn't expect that to be possible.
Noah, I know you're not really a content creator, but for anyone watching, I suppose, where can people expect to see you competing next, and where can they follow you to show their support?
Well, I recently started streaming. I'm on Twitch as TheMismatcher, and I'm on Twitter as my name, Nicholas Rubingh, NicholasRubingh. Now, I didn't plan to go to San Antonio, but I was already actually going to fly from California to the East Coast that week. So it's kind of a stop on my way over. I'll be out of the country for a few weeks, so I won't be able to practice, but it's never stopped me from going to events before without a next practice. But I'll be going to as many events as I can over the next season. Might be able to take it. Okay, it is.
Yeah, well played.
That one was pretty close. That definitely came down to the wire.
I gotta say, all my battles so far have been like pretty close when it comes to it. Like,
yeah,
this sort of
it
level.
Came down to game 3 down to the wire, so that's fun. I get to talk about these Pokemon competitively and why I brought each one, why I chose them, why I trained them the way they did. But I often don't get to talk about, the blood, sweat, and tears that went into hunting Basculegion for like 2 weeks straight, or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it is something I try to do. I like to bring cool Pokemon. I like to bring Pokemon I like, or with cool marks and ribbons and shininess. So I'm glad I got the opportunity to kind of talk about them for a bit.
Nice. I'm glad you took the time out to do this sort of vanity project with me, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm glad we had a good match. Went to game 3. It was an interesting matchup.
And last but not least is Professor Rex, a good friend of mine who I also met up with for the Sinnoh Tour event. And hopefully this battle will let me get some payback for him dragging me up a mountain.
So we have now, I believe, we have played Pokemon for 365 days, and then we battle. That's what we're doing here, right?
More or less, yeah. Like, I shiny hunted for 1 year and then challenged shiny hunters to a battle. I'm kind of trying to see if I can condense that down a bit more to kind of get those elements in, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like, not all of my Pokemon are shiny, but I feel something like,
one of them
isn't.
Scraps, damn it.
It's trash. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I've got some leeway here.
And okay, also one of my Pokemon is kind of a stand-in. I'll explain when we get there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see it. Ooh, Alpha Chansey. Interesting start.
Okay. Now this is kind of the stand-in. I did catch the Alpha Chansey like 2 years ago, but one of the coolest things one of the coolest things that happened this year was that the lab did find 3 shiny Chansey in the Safari Zone. We just didn't catch any of them. But I really wanted to highlight, like, one of the coolest things that got to happen this year was our friend Triggery from Sweden came and visited, and he was the first person to get to shiny hunt on all 33 GameCubes. And he found the 5% shiny Chansey.
Nice.
You better really hope that this bug guy doesn't need to come back in later.
Yeah, Stealth Rocks might be a bit of a problem. But speaking of your insane GameCube setup, one of your biggest claims to fame within the Pokemon community has to be owning way too many GameCubes. What gave you the idea to build such an insane shiny hunting contraption?
Well, that one actually kind of started with Pokemon Rumble, actually. We used to do shiny hunting with like 4 Wiis at once, and we would just have like TVs stacked on top of each other. And it just kind of grew from there, where it's like, okay, we have all these Wiis, we can do some shiny hunting, and my brother started shiny hunting Eevee and Pokemon XD, and then we started using the Game Boy players to shiny hunt as well. Wait, did my light screen go off? Are we on turn 3?
Yeah, you've done light screen already.
Okay. Oh, he's setting up.
Yeah, well, you say to yourself, I'm not going to want to bring this thing back in with the stealth rocks up, so I might as well just let it run. All future sight. Okay, that might be a problem later.
That's a pretty good pick. That's a pretty good pick of all of the things that I could have got. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll metronome like a Fisher or something.
Shell Smash. Okay.
Not great. Not great.
Sweeper Chansey, alright. I gotta say, these kinds of like wacky things is kind of exactly why I wanted to do this. It's nice having just like a much more lower stakes battle than like having to be super hyper competitive and like optimizing everything. It is nice just being able to use like your favorites sometimes.
I was considering Seismic Toss, which is the far superior move for Chansey. The only problem was...
Ouch.
Ooh, okay, that did some
Critical
damage.
hit.
Oh, it crit! Will Metronome give me a move that can take you out?
Tracked, okay. Doesn't work on
Oh,
me.
no. I was going to bring Seismic Toss, but then I realized I didn't know how to give Chansey Seismic Toss, so we gave it Metronome instead, and I thought that would be more fun. Have you ever done, like, Metronome battles in Pokemon?
No, but it
Stadium?
does sound very fun. Like, I've seen, like, that concept before.
Okay. We're going to have a difficult time now that your little bug is set up, but hopefully we can turn this around. Okay, so that Chansey was kind of a stand-in for the 3 shiny Chanseys we failed in the Safari Zone this year. 2 during Safari Week, and then 1 with our good friend Triggery. Now I need to bring in something that can kind of deal with the bug. So, yeah, let's bring in Duranda. This is the level 1 shiny Azelf that we got when we were in Los Angeles together. That was the time where I got to meet Morgan in real life.
Yeah,
or sorry,
and
Mr. Canned Wolf meet.
Yep, and you dragged me all the way up a mountain for my troubles.
That's actually, I'll be honest, I had never brought Azelf out of home until last night. So I was like, what do I name it? Duranda is the name of the street that we had to sit on and wait for the Uber after the hike.
Oh yeah.
It's like, that's a cute name.
Good times.
So yeah, this is a level 1 shiny Azelf from the Pokemon Sinnoh Tour in Los Angeles. Something that I've been genuinely hunting for years has been the level 1 shiny roamers in Pokemon Go. So I've got like level 3 Raikou in the past, level 5 Latias, but this is the first time I actually got the level 1. And Morgan, you could even attest to it.
Yep.
In the hunt for this Pokemon, I ran for multiple other shinies
Yep.
that just weren't low enough level.
Including that one in the car that I ran from for you.
Yes. Yeah.
You're kind of pushing through my like questions there, because the other one I had lined up was, well, at the beginning of the year, I had the pleasure of meeting up with you at the Sinnoh Tour in LA, where you and your brother finally caught the level 1 shiny Rubingh legendary. Do you plan to go as hard on the Unova Tour, or are you finished chasing that specific white whale?
No, you know what? Actually, so after all these years of like, you know, going hard on the Johto Tour, going hard on the Hoenn Tour, going hard in the Sinnoh Tour, the year that we got it, the shiny level 1 roamer, we ended up getting the only one that wasn't actually like time gated, because they released the shiny in the wild.
Exactly, yeah.
So the Unova Tour, we have to go harder, if for no reason other than the fact that, oh my goodness, really? What are the odds that a Tyranitar would use something? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
Annoyingly, you also resist all of the moves that I just powered up with my throat spray for, so you're still in a better position here to just do that.
I know. I knew I was in a good position. That's why I was trying to set up some iron defense. So speaking of, you know, Pokemon and things, this is Labatar. This summer, or this fall, I guess, our friend Shiny Collector 98, aka LJ, came by the lab on his way out to a shiny hunter's wedding, and he wanted to reclaim shiny Larvitar because he managed to find his in Fire Red and Leaf Green after like 30 phases, but his mic was muted. And it's a ridiculously low encounter rate Pokemon.
Yeah.
But he managed to find it. He managed to find it on like the second phase in the lab. He spent like 2 years hunting it. And then with the 33 GameCube setup, it took him 1 day. Ah, okay.
Yeah, like,
okay.
You might notice, but pretty much my entire team is weak to rock types, so I needed to at least have some way to get around that.
Yeah, I'm about to get hit by... Ow. Okay.
Okay, immediately a non-shiny here.
So the reason this one isn't shiny is because the rarest shinies are the friends we make along the way. And when I was in Hawaii, we were walking around the event venue and we bumped into a Pokemon player who was giving away special like Hawaiian Vivians, so these ocean patter Vivians.
Oh, nice.
What I thought was super cool was they were just, giving away these Pokemon that theoretically, you could only get in Hawaii. And they gave me a little card with information about the Akihola flower, which is what this Pokemon is named after. My friend SirToastyToes also got one, so that was pretty nifty. And I've been collecting Vivian in Pokemon Go, but only when I actually arrive at the real life location.
Ah, interesting. Might take you a while to get all of them though.
It will. I have 6 so far. But adding the ocean pattern was really, really cool because it is one of my favorite Vivians.
Ooh,
and Vivian is one of my favorite Pokemon, so...
Terra Flying, okay. I feel like I'm gonna get annihilated by Hurricane here or something.
Okay, I have compound eyes. I have compound eyes that should have hit. That's messed up.
Well, here's the thing. Hurricane's not that accurate when it's sunny weather.
Is that true?
Yeah. It gets boosted in the rain, but it becomes a lot less accurate in the sun.
It's okay.
Ouch. Okay. Now, how do I get around this Quiver Dance? I think this is the fastest thing I've got. Not fast enough, okay.
Let's go.
You're already banking on me staying asleep for another turn, aren't you? Ouch.
Ooh, okay.
That's annoying that wind power doesn't actually protect me from that either. That's annoying. I was kind of hoping it would
What does wind power do?
When hit by a wind move, it boosts the power of my next electric attack. Although, I was kind of hoping it worked like Wind Rider, because I had a funny strategy with Bramblegast when the ranked season was just kind of starting.
I think my little butterfly is going to run away with this one, unless you got something up your sleeve. We might need to do best 2 out of 3 here, Morgan.
We don't have to. It's 1 of 1. I'll take a loss if I get it. We can just sort of talk.
How am I supposed to show the other Pokemon then?
Well, you can always switch out.
That's a good point. Okay. The next one I'm going to throw in here is one of the clones of my shiny Eevee named V.
Ah, yes. I think I remember this one as well.
Yeah. One of my favorite things that I got to do with Pokemon this year was take this concept I had for a long time of evolving clones of Pokemon and then using home trackers to try and give them many different moves. So back in February, when the Smeargle cloning glitch kind of became active, I cloned a bunch of Eevees and managed to make one that had access to all of the different elemental moves. We're gonna eat a heat wave no matter what.
I gotta say, Stealth Rocks has really been messing with my flow here. It's I had Focus Sash on that Rabsca, hoping to suck up a hit, but Stealth Rock just kind of clears that.
Yeah.
Well,
and actually it was kind of... So this is the shiny Ramparados I caught in Pokemon Legends Arceus. This year I actually managed to complete a quest I've been working on for 2 years. Like, since Pokemon Legends Arceus came out, I've been shiny hunting the dinosaurs in the space-time distortions. On my birthday, I did come across a shiny Shieldon, and then, well, we were shiny hunting with my friend LJ and Professor Polytoad. We were hunting on, I think, like 50 total systems. I did manage to find... I brought the wrong ability on my Rampardos.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought Sheer Force was like, removes the additional effects. The additional effect is recoil, but I needed...
Rockhead, isn't
Rockhead?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. He did what he needed to do.
Well, to be fair, Wind Power didn't work out for me either, so live and learn.
Oh, no, you're so fast. How is it so fast?
Well, I'm not. I'm slow.
Oh, it's Trick Room still up. Oh, right,
Yeah.
of course.
I had one last turn of that. It's sort of hoping on the bug coming out. I think actually did put a bit of speed into this as well, so it's somewhere sort of in the middle. And kind of get the best of both worlds, hopefully.
I think it only makes sense that the whole thing comes full circle, and the level 1 shiny Azelf is the one that wins this. Okay, never mind. How? How? What?
Yeah, we've got 2 minutes left until the battle ends. We gotta wrap this up, I guess.
This is your last Pokemon, right?
Yeah. This is actually quite convenient because
good.
it means we get to sort of show off all of ours.
Yeah, it's your last Pokemon. There's about 2 minutes left in the battle here. My Sylveon has full HP. I think I see a win condition here. This is a little known win condition. Not everybody is aware of it.
Oh no, I immediately see what you're doing. You send that Pokemon right out now. Come on. I know what you're doing.
I'm just trying to decide.
Come on,
Morgan. I'm just trying to decide on what Pokemon I should bring out here. It's a tricky choice.
I'll just edit the video to show that I won. I mean, I'm in control here. I can cut this whole thing out. I'll Photoshop an end screen that says I won. My power
Sacred
is
Fire
limitless
just
here.
does too much to... Yeah, but I have 48 seconds to choose a move. The battle ends in 35 seconds. I win this match, okay? But I will use Hyper Voice just to see what happens. Okay.
And take your loss with dignity. Well played.
That was unfair. I didn't know we were allowed to bring legendary Pokemon, okay?
I mean, I did tell you what the only rule was, and you still didn't follow it. Yeah, I mean, 5 out of 6 is close enough. I'll edit it in post or something. I'll just put like a white filter.
Okay, well, the rarest shinies are the friends we make along the way, and that Vivian came from somebody that we befriended. So,
you know what? Yeah, fair enough. I'll count it. Fine. Well played, though.
yeah, I lost that match. I had a win condition. You just guilted me into
Okay, so you're saying I
not
lost?
taking it. Yeah.
You're saying what?
I'm gonna take my recording and I'm gonna upload it edited to say that you lost.
Okay, well, you give me a voice clip of saying lost, so I'm just going to splice that in when you said I win. I'll admit I got a bit caught up in having fun with this last battle and forgot to ask Rex my last question. So here's where you can find him, and here's what he's got in store for next year.
What's on the horizon for 2025? I think I'm probably going to work with Candwolf Meat and Venti. I'm planning on continuing the Professor Rex's challenge, which is going to be 33 GameCube shiny hunting in Fired Leaf Green, catching each shiny as it becomes available. And I think majorly I'm hoping to pick back up the Curry Hunt in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I have 6 switches set up for that, and I'd really like to get the authentic Sinistea, since it is, I think, the coolest way to get it, and one of the coolest hunts in the entire series. On top of that, over on the Professor Rex's YouTube channel. We're hoping to get quite a few videos out. I have a massive backlog of shinies that we found throughout the last couple of years that aren't uploaded yet, but we'll be trying to get them up in the next little bit, so check it out. Thanks.
Thanks so much for watching. Not just this video, but all of the videos I've put out over the last 12 months. This has been an amazing year, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more next year. So if you want to be part of it, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all in 2025.
That was brilliant, Candle Meat. Very much enjoyed